Yo, we are back. What's up, Chuck? What's up, Thomas, Ethan, Colin, Nimkins? Round two. Let's try to recoup some of these losses here that we took on earlier. So we are still currently down $425 on the session. It's not looking very promising during power hour here, but we'll try and make this back. Hopefully you all got some food in your stomachs. I know I did. Feel a lot better. It's looking much like this morning, unfortunately. It looks like a lot of sideways action. Hopefully you guys were able to stay out of that chop all afternoon. I don't know what to expect with earnings coming up at the close. I plan on staying on live just to watch what happens. But I don't know. I don't know if we're going to catch another trade today or not. Welcome back, Albu. Yeah, Nimkins, it's getting late overseas, I know. My editor Mason lives there. Lives in England, so I know the time difference real well. My plan for power hour is going to be much the same as it was this morning. You know, holds of this 920 to 900. I did move this level up after this morning, because if we break below 900, I think we're heading down. But it looks like a lot of sideways action, choppy action. Yeah, it's crazy. The trading world, it's just, I can't tell you how many people from England that I run into here online in Discords and whatnot. Oh, there's Mason popping up in the chat. Mac is Mason, everyone. Nima cat getting me up at 4 a.m. Then a 10-hour wait till market opens. Yeah, that's rough. That's rough. However, the London session has provided lots of opportunity while we're asleep over here in the States. So there is that. What's up, Savvy? Looks like the majority of you are living abroad that are here currently. I will plan a trip to come over there and see as many of you as I possibly can at some point, I promise. And obviously, if you guys end up coming to the States, hit me up. So what are you guys doing? Are you actively trading this? It's looking kind of price action right now. Looks like the morning session was it. I think everybody's kind of just waiting. That last half hour, things might ramp up. So we might be waiting here a little bit. Oh, Phoenix is from India? Woo. Yeah, that's rough. Yeah, Chase, where are you from? You're from California, correct? I think I remember you saying you're from Cali. Colin, I would tend to agree. I mean, there is no reason to get involved here at all. Donna, you're long from 955. That's solid entry. You got 20 points. How do you like it in LA, Chase? Yeah, my memory is pretty good. My recall is pretty good on information. Yeah, Nimkins, this is brutal. I mean, I want to say that we go up, but you got VWAP just ahead at, what is it at? 984 for me. Just a lot of sideways range action chop right in the middle too, right in no man's land. Yeah, San Diego's perfect weather all year round. If the cost of living wasn't so high out there, I mean, that'd probably be someplace I would settle and live out my days. But who am I kidding? The cost of living is expensive everywhere. At least here in the States it is. I guess it really doesn't matter where you are. I guess we just sit back and wait at this point. Where am I? I'm in Kentucky. I'm in Kentucky. Prior to this, I lived in Charleston, South Carolina. Prior to that, Chicago. Prior to that, Detroit. I'm a big Detroit Lions fan. Unfortunately, all my other pro teams are terrible currently. But at least the Lions should be good this year, again. Although, oh, Colin, you're from Chicago? Yeah? Whereabouts, if you are? North side, south side? I love Chicago. It was expensive living there too, though. Albu, you like the Charlotte Hornets? It shocks me. Oh, how dare you, Mason. Bring up the 49ers. My worst nightmare from last season. Yeah, Sanders, you said you were from Toledo, correct? Toledo area? Amazing. Go Chiefs. Oh, man. Yeah, Sanders, I lived just north of Dayton in my younger years. A little town called Huber Heights. Can't remember too much of it anymore. Well, there's no trade to be had. I'm not going to execute around VWAP right now. Which kind of... plus, I only have about... we'll say $500 in drawdown before I hit DLL today. Oh, yeah, Enan. Yeah, you know the area pretty well then there in Ohio, Sanders. Yeah, I go up to Columbus every now and then to go catch a Buckeyes game. So aside from Donna, are any of you guys in a trade currently? Oh, yuck, Sanders. Don't tell me you're a Michigan fan. Don't tell me all of you are Michigan fans. Yuck. Yeah, Colin, I agree. There's absolutely nothing to do here. Absolutely nothing to do. My hope was that it would kind of get a little bit wild as we approach the close with, you know, institutions positioning themselves. But I have a feeling they're going to be waiting for, like, probably that last 10, 15 minutes. Donna, did you move your stop to break even on the other two? Or are you thinking about exiting now? Seeing that rejection of VWAP. Yeah, guys, while we're doing this, I guess I can pull up the daily. Actually, let's pull up the 4 hour. Oop, the hour. Now you can see what my higher time frames look like. Just a mess. All right, so 750. So here is that gap up. From contract rollover? No, not contract rollover. Is that contract rollover? Yeah, I think that is contract rollover. So I'm thinking that downside potential long targets for the remainder of the week. 19,500 looks kind of juicy for a potential bounce. But like I said prior in the previous stream this morning, I will have a bearish bias until price has reclaimed above this daily 20. So until we get that, any long entry that I have is just going to be playing next level of resistance up. Unless something drastically changes. Yeah. Annan he uses different strategies, but I believe he puts my support and resistance levels on his charts and tries to find confluence with his floor trader pivots, and I think he has one other thing on his charts. I can't remember exactly what it is off the top of my head. Albu, I didn't realize you had that good of a day, my man. Well done. Well done. Yeah, Donna, I mean, I think we might chop VWAP for the remainder of the session, unfortunately. Tell me, are you trading prop accounts, Donna, or are you trading a personal? Like, if so, is it Topstep or Apex? I think Apex allows you to trade all the way up till close to 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard. But I know Topstep cuts you off at like 10 or 15 after 4 o'clock. Oh, nice. So you can hold it through earnings if you really wanted to, Donna. I don't know that I would, but I guess you could hold through earnings if you really wanted to. How are you liking Topstep X? I've gotten differing opinions on that platform. I know they're still trying to make improvements. I mean, we might end up going back up here above 20K. It's starting to look kind of strong. I might try a VWAP long just to get a trade in, but in fact, let's do something like this. If it can come back. I don't think we go and test those highs again, but if it runs away from me, it runs away from me. No, it's all like Nimkins, I will never be influenced by somebody else's decision. It's just a matter of I really want to make this back, and I think I can at least get 20 points out of this trade. And if it fails, it fails. But I'll risk a little over 200 on it. Yeah, Ethan, sorry. It happens. What's up, Palmetto? Nice of you to join us. If it breaks these highs, I no longer like this trade. I'll probably get out of it. That's what I'm planning on happening. So I kind of want it to pull back and get me in. Yeah, all 14 of you, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. Oh, Chase, I'm not in yet. It's going to be 85 if I get in. Yeah, Palmetto, that podcast was really enlightening. Let's put it that way. Oh, yeah, all 16 of you now. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. Looks like it just missed me and is running away. Still didn't take those highs, so I'm going to try to catch it, but I really don't want to enter up here in the 90s, but it looks like I might have to if I want to get in on this. Okay, we're long. Don't necessarily love my entry, but see if we can get pushed back above 20K here going into the close. Yeah, Nimkins, this is generally what you see on big earnings releases. It just slows out, and then the last like 15 minutes or so, you'll start to see it. The books will start to thin, and institutions will start trying to position themselves for the move. And I didn't even look at what expected was on Google. Let's see. Yeah, so Alphabet expected earnings. We'll see if it comes out in line or above. I can't see. Should probably have my contacts in. I can't see it. It's all blurry. No, Mason, I'm not giving you a we. would need to see a massive spike up to my take profit if that was going to happen. It's looking like I'm going to get stopped out here. Once again. Just missed me. This is kind of why I don't like executing around VWAP, because this is the type of price action that you typically see. Probably get stopped out here. Yeah, there it is. Well, guys, I did not perform well on this thing today at all. I'm now currently down $645 on this combine. But it's still manageable. Account balance currently sits at $49,454. But I will definitely come back on here tomorrow and try to get this thing back up. I don't think I'm going to catch another trade today. We're in that last half hour before news drops. So things could get a little wild. But I'll hang here with you and watch what happens on news. Oh, it's okay, Albu. Like the losses don't affect me like I think you guys think they affect me. They don't affect my emotions at all. I'm used to it at this point. You have good days, you have bad days. That's just part of it. It's just minimizing your losses and letting your winners run. That's how you stay in this game a long time. It just takes one good trade. Yeah, Namkins, it's probably on your end. The sound. All right. Yeah, Chuck, currently because we're trying to build this account, I'm keeping a little tighter stop than I typically would on any of my larger funded accounts. Normally I do like a 20 to 30 point stop depending upon where my entry is. But I don't really want to give it much more than 10 to 15 currently until we get this account back up. I mean, the whole point of this is to walk through a combine and build this one account that you all can see, so you can see how I would approach it. Like that last trade was a really bad example because it was in a spot that I typically wouldn't take a trade. I did what I talked about. I did exactly what I said I don't do on the morning stream and placed a trade around VWAP. I normally like to wait until price is in these zones to execute so that my risk is defined. Where I entered that trade, my risk, I would really have to risk either to above this level or below this level. Mason, 10-minute pullback. Well, this would be 15 minutes on this print. Well, I only have about $300 before I hit DLL on this thing today, so I really only have one more crack at it if I do take a trade. We've got imbalances coming up in about 11 minutes. Some of you might know it as the murder algo. But we are dead smack in the middle of support and resistance. Yeah, Nimkins, right now, if I was to catch a bottom, there's a good chance, but I'd have to hold it through news. And I don't know. I don't know if that's the right play going into Google earnings. I mean, I expect them to beat on earnings, but I don't know how the market's going to react to that. And especially with Tesla coming up 10 minutes after Google posts, or Alphabet, whatever you want to call it. I don't know that it's safe to put on a trade at that point. Imbalances, Chuck. I'm not the master on that. You would actually have to contact Albu. He's the one. He's the data guy. He's the one that knows all the ins and outs of every market feature. So I would reach out to him through DM, and maybe he can explain it better than I ever could. And I just don't want to sit here and act like I know everything when I don't. But that's definitely something I should probably know, like what exactly goes into the imbalance releases. Yeah, Albu, that should happen relatively soon. Um, I don't know if he's comfortable being on camera. I haven't talked to him personally about any of that, but obviously I'd love to have him on. And we can hear his thick German accent. Well, it looks like we are selling off here. Nice, Ethan. Ethan, you caught that move. That's great. Looks like the ES is trying to crack through 5,600 right now. I'm not sure what caused that big move down. I'd imagine that's just large institutions positioning themselves. I mean, if we hold 920, I don't mind trying the long. I'll go ahead and risk the daily loss limit on it. See if we can maybe catch a ride back up here going into earnings. See what happens here. Not catching a falling knife here, though. I should have. I think I'm just going to steer clear. I don't want to be in anything going into imbalance. I would need it to be down around the 920 area for me to execute. Sorry guys, it looks like OBS Studio disconnected and reconnected quickly again, so you might lose the stream for a second, or have lost the stream for a second, since it's on a little bit of a delay. All right. I think I might try a long here. And we will just let it hit the DLL if it hits. See if we can catch a ride back up. Probably a stupid play, but it's the way my day has gone. Well, at least live. That's how it's gone. See if we can get a move back up in here to point of control. Actually, where's VWAP? 83. So we'll target just shy of 80. Yeah, Sanders, that's my hope. That is my hope. Let's get a retrace of this move down. Make some of this back. Hey, Ollie. Kind of watching ES here at this level. See if it can break above that 608. Sanders, I'm long from 53. An EDS to take this 08 level and reclaim above it. Here we go. There's the imbalance. Okay, I'm going to put a break-even stop in at this point. It's looking like sellers are holding us down. It took me out. Well, at least it wasn't a loser. Well, guys, that's going to be my last trade on this combine today. So currently we're sitting at $49,470. That was a $625 losing day, a little bit more with fees and commissions. And I will be back tomorrow to do this all over again. I'll hang out here for a few minutes to see what happens with Google. So we'll hang around for about 10 minutes or so if you guys want. If not, I'm probably just going to shut the stream down. Let me know in the chat. All right, we'll hang out for a few minutes. We got about 20 minutes before the Tesla earnings come out. 18 minutes roughly till Tesla's done. I have a feeling it could get a little wild. Really, I think it'll be Tesla earnings that affect the NASDAQ more than even Google does. Because if Tesla earnings come out poor or lower than anticipated, we could be really falling here. $19,540 Nimkins is what you're calling? Yeah, Sanders. I mean, the NASDAQ has gone as NVIDIA's gone this entire year. Here's ES testing that 5,600 level again. Nimkins, I'm going to say we... I don't know. I mean, technicals... Technicals tell me we're going to go try and test that this daily 20. I just don't know when. But it's looking like the sellers are really starting to pile in here before the close, before the bell. I'm trying to push that down below that 19,900 level, where you should see buyers try to defend. On any other day, if I saw this kind of action and price was able to get back up here above 20, I'd probably hit the long and just play that range. My prediction, I say we're going down. I'm going to say 19,000. $19,700. Need to keep the bear bias. since we're under that daily 20. And I'll stick with it. I think Tesla didn't sell as many cars. So here's what I think. I think spike on Google earnings to 20,100, and then Tesla earnings drop. So pump, then dump. Yeah, to the upside, Scott or Sanders. That 20,160 is a pretty key level. 20,100 psych level is potential stopping point. But I really like this 20,160 for the short. See what it looks like on the 15-minute. Scroll left here before this happens. Yeah, 20,160 is what I'm thinking. In fact, I'll leave it on the 15-minute so we can see the full range. Yeah, I agree. Tesla should not be a beat on it, any earnings, expected earnings. But who knows? Oh, the Cybertruck is hideous. That is one of the ugliest looking things I've seen on the road. All right, so Alphabet just released. I don't know what they came in at. If someone in the chat has their news feed up, let me know if Google or if Alphabet beat on earnings or not. Looks like we might be waiting for Tesla earnings. I know there's one, I think is it Visa that releases at 5 after? 5 minutes after? These spreads are wild. Books are thin. Books are thin. We are starting to pump. Jeez, look at these spreads. In other words, nobody hit that market buy or market sell. And slammed back down instantly. Kind of a delayed response there. Did they post the earnings late? Here we go. It's 20K. Couldn't get through 20K. Accounts are getting wrecked right now. All kinds of chopped up. Okay, if they flush 900 here, it could get ugly. $900 holding still. Yeah, they must have delayed on their earnings because that happened 2 minutes after 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock Eastern, that is. I don't know. They weren't able to take 19,900. We're probably heading back up. $960. Okay, so Google beat on earnings as anticipated, so we should pump. Now we wait for Tesla. Man, the fact that they're not taking reclaiming 20K makes me think that they're anticipating Tesla missing on their earnings, which is kind of what I expect. Books are still thin. The spreads are wide. Spreads are wide still. Nimkins, what news feed are you using? Financial Juice isn't going to show you their earnings. You got to use like Earnings Whisper or something like that. We got about 3 minutes till Tesla. I can't imagine Tesla beating on earnings. I just can't. I don't know. Matt's saying Google with the beat on earnings, so he's got a source somewhere. So he's got to be seeing something. Did it come out roughly in line? Just a small beat on earnings? All right, 1 minute till Tesla. I guess we just sit back and watch the show. Hopefully none of you are in a position currently. If you are, I would recommend getting out. Andreas, you have full port longs? I'll let you handle that. Sanders 20 contracts short. Yeah, I'm leaning downside. I mean, the fact that price, even with the small beat on earnings with Google, couldn't push back above 20K, seems to me that big institution knows something that retail doesn't. But we'll see. See what happens here. Or maybe it's just a dud and we stay right here. Books are still fairly thin, guys, so be careful. Still got about a 3 to 5 point spread on the NASDAQ. Well, it's not doing anything. Has Tesla released yet? Can you guys see on your end? Because this is doing a whole lot of nothing right now. I'm assuming they haven't yet because the books are still that thin, but G-Graph, you're not seeing any earnings yet? I mean, the spreads are still wide, so I don't know what's going on. Tesla starting to dump. And the NQ's doing nothing. Trying to wait until something happens, but it's looking like nothing's going to happen. I mean, the spreads are still pretty wide. On my end, at least. So it's almost like Tesla hasn't released yet. Elon playing games. Yeah, Nemkins, they must be have not released yet. Yeah, that's what it feels like currently, Mason. It's just crazy. We're going on 7-8 minutes. All right, guys. Well, I'm not going to sit around here for another hour while they do this. So I'll plan on doing a live stream again tomorrow, and I will catch you all then.